Welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. And on today's episode, it is our Domantas Sabonis season review / grades. But before we get into today's episode, if you're watching this on our Kings related YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. That helps us out a lot within the YouTube algorithm. If you're listening, watching on your favorite podcasting app, Apple, Spotify, please hit that follow button, rate 5 stars, leave a review as well. Be much appreciated. Domantas Sabonis, to what we would maybe describe as a roller coaster season, from firing then head coach Mike Brown at the end of December following that loss to the Pistons, to trading your all-star, all-NBA point guard in De'Aaron Fox, cleaning house minutes after that play-in tournament loss at home against the Dallas Mavericks with new front office. There were two consistencies with the Sacramento Kings this season, and one of them was Domantas Sabonis. Every season since Sabonis joined the Sacramento Kings in that trade from Indiana, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounds per game. He also led the Kings this year in rebounds and assists. This is the third consecutive year that Domantas Sabonis led the NBA in rebounds. And let's just look at his shooting splits from this season. Like, you can make the case. In my opinion, I think this was one of Sabonis' best careers in the NBA. And he submitted himself as one of the best bigs in the NBA. And I think in the Western Conference, I think he's the second best big in the West, behind Jokic with the Nuggets. But this season, Domantas Sabonis averaged 19.1 points, over 13 and a half rebounds, nearly 14. He averaged 6 assists per game, all while he was shooting nearly 60% from the field, 41.7% from three. I believe that was the best 3-point percentage on the Kings this year. A little caveat: Sabonis did not take a lot of threes this season, and then Sabonis was much better this season from the free throw line, 75.4%, much better from the previous season. Well, it felt like in that previous season, before this past one, felt like nobody could hit their free throws. And I think one of the main reasons why the Kings missed out on the playoffs this season before this past one. But also Domantas Sabonis, he became the first player in NBA history to average 15 plus points, 13 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists per game on a 40 plus percent shooting from three. Domantas Sabonis doesn't get enough love, in my opinion, from media outside of Sacramento. I know there's some Kings fans out there that are kind of anti-Sabonis right now, and we'll get more on that in a minute. But I just want to state this. This past season, Sabonis had one of his best years in his entire career. Let's not dictate quite frankly, the underwhelming playing performance that he had against the Dallas Mavericks. with only 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists, plus 5 turnovers in that embarrassing play-in loss against the Mavericks. Let's not dictate that performance to the overall arching of Domantas Sabonis from this season. Domantas Sabonis played in 70 of the 82 games for the Sacramento Kings. But he missed, 12 games this season? And he was fairly consistent while he was on the floor. Yeah, you can nitpick at his defense, not great. But in my opinion, I believe if the Sacramento Kings, if they got a prominent 5 this offseason, move Sabonis to the 4, I believe Domantas Sabonis will be a better defender to come out of it. And then you have Sabonis at the 4. Then you can have Keegan Murray at the 3. And if you keep Zach LaVine at the 2, you get a quality starting point guard. If you look at that starting lineup, you got something there. If you can get a quality starting point guard, and if you can get a big man 5 in that starting lineup to go next to Sabonis, then we're kind of talking. But let's not dictate his performance in that play, because let's just talk about his first full season in Sacramento after that trade that helped snap that 16-plus year playoff drought. He even finished in the, I believe it was the top 10 in the NBA MVP in his first full season with the Kings. He was one of the guys that led them to the playoffs for the first time. But it's after that, the Kings front office, after that that 7-game play-in series loss, they did absolutely nothing to improve this basketball team. One of the main reasons why you see Monty McNair not in the front office anymore here in Sacramento. Wes Wilcox no longer. I think he kind of undermined Monty as the times went on here in Sacramento. And now it's Scott Perry, B.J. Armstrong's job to improve this basketball team, because I think most fans would like to do a full rebuild, but that's not going to happen in Sacramento under the ownership of Vivek Ranadive. So Domantas Sabonis had a great year. One of the main consistent guys on this team. And I truly believe, even though after that play-in loss and talking to the media, Sabonis, he wanted to ensure everyone at those exit meetings that he wants to be here. And hey, as a fan, we love hearing that. But he also said that he still has questions about the direction that this franchise is going in. Like, what is the direction? If it was me, I am building this team around Domantas Sabonis, Keegan Murray, and Keon Ellis. 3 guys that I would absolutely build this team around. Keegan, Keon, and Sabonis. And I also like Jake LaRavia with what he brought post the trade deadline. But those are the 3 main guys I would absolutely build this Kings team around. So Sabonis, 70, just looking at Basketball Reference, 70 games for Sabonis, like at 19 points per game, over almost 14 rebounds a game, 6 assists, nearly 60% shooting from the field. Best three-point shooter percentage on the Kings this past season. And then you got 75% free throw shooting, up from the previous season where he was in the 60s, just in the previous season. So Domantas Sabonis, again, if I know many Kings fans right now, after this roller coaster underperforming season that we just had, I know a lot of fans right now are anti-Sabonis heading into, we are in the off season. But Domantas Sabonis has been a cornerstone here in Sacramento since they traded for him from Indiana. What was that? 3 years ago? That's like 3 years ago, mid-season. So again, if you can get, I believe, I said it earlier, Domantas Sabonis, I think his best position is at the 4. And if you can get a quality 5 to put next to Sabonis, I believe Sabonis will be a much better defender because of it. And then you can move Keegan Murray, who I believe his best position is at the 3, and then you get a quality point guard this offseason, if that's in the trade market, free agency. And then you got Zach LaVine, a quality 2 guard. And then you got, what do you do with Malik Monk? Is he part of the, if you go out and do in the trade market for a point guard, is he part of those trade talks? Because I believe DeMar DeRozan will not be on this team as we get to media day, training camp. So, again, Domantas Sabonis, Keon Ellis, and Keegan Murray are 3 guys I am absolutely building this Kings team around, and I'm making my cornerstone of the franchise going forward. So, and for that, because of the consistency, and even when Sabonis wasn't 100% out there on the basketball court, he gave it his all. So, and for that, because he was one of the most consistent players this past season for the Kings, my grade for Domantas Sabonis is an A+, because of the consistency that through everything that this team went through, from a fired coach, trading of your point guard and Fox, through all of that, through all the player movement because of the trades, one of the consistent things about this team was Domantas Sabonis, and for that reason, he gets an A+ in my season grade for this past season. What is your season grade for Sabonis for this past season? Let me know in the comments below if you're watching this on our Kings-related YouTube channel. And also, leave them in the comments below if you're watching this on Spotify. Let me know. So, and for that is this episode of our Kings-related podcast. And on our next episode, it is DeMar DeRozan and his season review. Can't wait for that. Already doing the prep work for that episode as we speak. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of our Kings-related podcast. If you're watching this on our Kings-related YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your Sabonis grade? An A+? Do you agree? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're listening on your preferred audio platform, Apple, Spotify, please hit that follow button. Rate 5 stars. Be much appreciated. And we'll see you next time for DeRozan episode. Next time on our Kings related podcast. Take care. And as always, go Kings.